According to our information, we have had over 10 flights that were delayed today, and we had over 400 of our members today picketing in the streets. I think that you should be able to see that the main entrance of SAA technical issue, whether you would realize, if you had to count, we see you count over 400 members there. And we think that they have indeed heeded the call, unlike before, wherein, of course, they were intimidated, because we know that in our previous industrial election with SAA, our members received a number of communiques from the employer hinting to them that should they be involved in the industrial election, actions will be taken against them, even though the strike was legal and was protected. And they feared victimization in the workplace, as they did not participate in numbers.
Well, Mr. Masoga, what about these claims of uncertified technicians working on the planes?
Yes, we have also had the allegations, and of course we are investigating that. And we will submit a letter to South African Civil Aviation Authority. We will then ask them to go and probe SAA and find if they have indeed slandered any of the regulatory requirements, as well as procedures on the flight operations, just because they wanted to apply some contingency measures.
Do you have any proof of these allegations? Names, numbers, anything like that?
They remain allegations at this point in time, and we will get that information. We have committed that by tomorrow we'll communicate officially on the matter.
Vincent Masoga, thank you for joining us. He's SATAWU's spokesperson, saying they're nearing a new wage offer. He's unable to talk about it. Well, joining us on the line now to perhaps talk a bit more about this, SAA spokesperson Tlali Tlali. Mr. Tlali, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, and good afternoon to SAFM listeners.
I imagine, are you in the same position, your hands tied, not able to talk about this new offer on the table?
Yes, it is interesting that I have to start on the integrity question. It is the integrity question in respect of what you are now asking me. It is equally an integrity question in respect of the comments that were made by Vincent Masoga. We find it unfortunate that people should take public platforms and mislead members of the communities out there to indicate that the company has victimized the employees. The company has intimidated members of staff when they wanted to embark on industrial action.
Well, perhaps more worrying, though.
Let me just clarify that. Yeah, on record, it indicated that the strike actions that were undertaken by the unions previously were protected industrial action in terms of the law. And secondly, a point that we communicate, which is really part of our everyday life, is that the principle of work or pay simply applies. That cannot be equated to an act of intimidation. To make a decision, a choice on the basis of information, and which is what we have done.
Perhaps more worrying, though, he makes claims of uncertified technicians working on the planes, conducting perhaps engineering work on the planes. This brings up questions about the safety of our flights.
Absolutely. You know, we will not do anything to compromise the safety of our passengers and our customers, as well as the safety of our crew. These aircraft, they are operated by our own crew, number one. Number two, let's not miss the point that, you know, aviation in general and airline business in particular is a highly regulated industry, which involves that anyone who has to operate there, including our own cabin crew members, they have to be certified to operate. There are license requirements that must be complied with. So in the event there is any doubt, we are opening our arms to say that the Civil Aviation Authority is welcome to come to our premises. We will offer our full and unfettered cooperation so that they can inspect whatever that is available for the record.
Mr. Tlali, before we let you go, just
the assertion that we have operated on the basis of people who are not qualified to operate as technicians and engineers.
We're having a little bit of trouble with your line, Mr. Tlali. Perhaps you can just move around. I'd like to ask you this final question. SATAWU says 10 flights were delayed today, and perhaps others affected as well. You talk about 3 flights that were delayed. Do you have actual numbers on this for us?
It is 3 flights, and I stick by what I said. I indicated to members of the media when I addressed them earlier on that we're talking about 2 domestic flights and possibly 1 regional or international flight. He must come out and give you the details in the manner that I am giving those details. He is just making spurious allegations here about things which he cannot support.